check in with the police every so often to say that no, you're not a criminal yet. Unless, of course, you're rich. If you give the UK Border Agency £100,000, they'll hand you a permanent leave to remain, no questions asked. They'll let you jump the queues at the airport. They'll even send an agent to a convenient location to have him bow and scrape for you as he takes your details to your new life as a British entrepreneur and valued Tory/Labour donor. Because remember, what all this migration hysteria comes down to is money. The rich want working-class migrants for cheap labor, and they want anti-immigrant panic to stop people from linking up across national lines and fighting together. On that note, I give NUS's full solidarity to the anti-EBL demonstration happening today in Waltham Forest in London. So I contacted Ibrahim and Liali's college to find out what the college could do to help. The first group of staff I talked to in international office, they seemed to actually want to help. Then the senior managers got involved. And the feeling of senior management was that if the college were to be seen objecting to a decision of the UK Border Agency, even if the UK Border Agency kidnapped 2 of the college's own students, and let's not forget, that's basically what we're talking about here. The UKBA are the criminals in this, and everyone knows it. The college management were afraid that by making the slightest principled peep, the UKBA would come in and take away their license to bring in international students, like they do with London Metropolitan.
Excuse me, do you know what time of 10 o'clock news is on?
The college stood to lose millions of pounds of profits. And there's no profit in asylum seekers. There's no profit in helping the desperate and the deprived and the downtrodden, and education today is a business. So what could have changed things? We in the NUS did everything we could to stop the Elatar's deportation, but it wasn't enough. That's because the NUS is only as strong as the individual unions that make it up. And students' unions in most colleges today barely exist. A strong and fighting students' union could have linked arms and defended Ibrahim and Liali and Farina. They could have created a safe refuge to at least delay things long enough for a broader layer of the public to get involved in the fight. Students in colleges across the UK need to organize themselves not as unequal partners with management, but as fighters for the collective rights of their fellow students. If you approach NUS Wales, they'll do whatever they can to help. An important step we can all take soon is join the NUS National Demonstration Walkout on November the 21st. You can go to demo2012.org.uk for more information about that. I want to finish on this one last point. We're all here as believers in a world with ultimately no borders. I'm going to suggest about how I think that can happen. The UK governments are trying to build a police state on the cheap. This has meant cuts in the border agency even as they step up their attacks on migrants. It's meant forced recruitment of other workers into the state system. Colleges and universities, increasingly individual lecturers, are told to act as border guards to patrol the students. The overwhelming majority of lecturers detest this. They know their job is to teach. It doesn't matter where a student is from or what their background is, because education's a right. Individual resistance by lecturers might slow things up, but with the threat of the lecturer being sacked. But organized collective resistance through strong trade unions could sabotage about 80% of the entire migration system for people coming in. So let's talk about people going out. Or rather being forced out against their will with their wrists duct taped to the armrests of aircraft. A pilot has the right not to fly. A ship's captain has the right not to leave port if they're not content to carry a passenger the border agency wants them to carry. Anti-deportation campaigns have stopped deportation flights in ones or twos by lobbying airlines in individual cases. Public pressure has an impact on airlines. I'll be bringing policy to NUS for debate soon about boycotting airlines to take part in deportations. But all the pretty policy in the world only has weight if it has the power of a mass movement behind it. We need strong unions in the ports, among the airline pilots, the ground crews, and the cabin crews, among every step of the process the government uses to throw people out of the country. And we, as members of the public, have the duty to raise the consciousness of those workers, to support the unions in taking action, and to build solidarity as a class. A world without borders can only be a world where the rich, the owners, the people who need the borders are overthrown. Only through international solidarity as a class can this be achieved. If we want to smash the borders, we must first make them ours to smash. Thank you. Good luck.